This is Aj Anaya. We're at the Denver skate park, and today we're going to teach you a tail whip flyout. A tail whip nowadays is an immediate trick. It's a little bit hard. It could be real tricky and hard to learn, but it could also be really simple for some people. Before you do a tail whip, you want to definitely be comfortable with taking your feet off. To start out with the whip, you're going to want to do it on a ramp that you're definitely comfortable with flying out of. The steps to a tail whip. First, you want to fly out and be level, and then you go ahead and kick it. You just kick it to start the tail whip, and then you swing your hands in a washing machine motion. When the tail whip's about halfway, you're going to want to bring the bars back towards your lap, and it causes the rest of the tail whip to come around. And then you go ahead and look for your pedals. The best tip for a tail whip: simply walk next to your bike, push on your outside knee on the top tube just to start the tail whip, do a washing machine motion. When the tail whip is halfway, go ahead and pull the bike towards you, and then as it comes around, look for your pedals and then go ahead and hop on it. This has helped out a lot of kids. I would say do that 10 to 20 times in a row before you even try a fly out tail whip. That'll help you with your technique and your rotation and spotting your pedals and stuff like that. It helped me a lot. I also tried laying on my back and doing the tail whips on my back. That helped a little bit. If your back wheel is landing before your front wheel, what that means is that either two things: your hands are too high, you always want to keep them under your belly button, or you're dropping your wrists at the very end. You always want to keep your wrists kind of strong and don't let them kind of flicker like that. Another one is if you're pretty much doing the tail whip just fine, but the bike's too far away from you and it's too hard for you to get your pedals on, most likely what's going on is you just have your hands too far away from you. When you pull the bike back towards you, go ahead and try and pull it a little bit farther back. Then you'll be over the pedals and you'll be able to land it a lot easier. Another tip is when you're doing the tail whip and it's coming around, just try to first land with your front foot on. Once you pretty much got the front foot on every single time, what you could do is just lift your leg up like at the knee, and once you got the front foot on, and go ahead and put your leg down once you see the seat come under your leg, and look for that other pedal. A really good tip on saving tail whips: no matter what happens, don't let go of the bike, because when you let go of the bike, it takes over your body, and sometimes it comes back and hits you. If you land one-footed or no-footed, you could always just try to land on your seat. That's a good way to save it. So this might happen to you a little more when you're first starting tail whips than later on. When you kick it off the initial start and it only goes halfway, what you want to do is go ahead and flex your arms and try to push your front wheel down, and hopefully your bike lands level, and then you go ahead and land on your feet. Tail whips are a really fun trick to do. They could be a little bit frustrating to learn. It took me about 1.5 years to land my first one, so have fun with it. Be patient. This is part 1 of 2. Next week we'll be teaching you how to tail whip air quarter. Thanks for watching Aj Anaya How Tuesdays. Tune in next week.